Here are the ingredients for the samosa filling. Over here I have a mixture of spice blend, some herb mix, seasoning, grated carrots, chopped onions, ground or minced beef, then a mixture of cornflour and water. On moderate heat, I add the onions to the ground beef. Next up, I add the spice blend. I'm going to list the ingredients and their measurements in the description bar below, so please be sure to look out for it. I'll list what I use for the spice blend. Next up, I add the cube. I also bring in the herb mix. I have a mixture of coriander, parsley, and mint. And yes, I do add mint to my meat. You should try it. It's a really good flavor. Next goes the rosemary and then the rest of the chicken seasoning. Once this comes in, I'll mix everything together. If you have fresh herbs on hand, you can go ahead and do that, use that. For me, I freeze these things for convenience sake, but if you have them on hand freshly, you're good to go. Next up, I bring in my grated carrots. Once the carrots goes in, it draws out the juices. You realize that all the juice from the meat will now draw out. Please, when you see this, don't scoop it out. Don't panic. Don't drain it out. We actually really need this juice for our filling. So at this point, you can taste and then adjust, the seasoning if you'd like to add more salt. For me, I didn't add salt to this mix because there's already salt in this seasoning and then the stock cube, so I go without it. But please, if you prefer that, you can go ahead and add at this point. Stir everything together. So at this point, we leave it to simmer for a little while, about 30 minutes to 1 minute, before we add the last ingredient, which is our cornflour mix. Okay, so we bring in the cornflour mix, and the work of the cornflour is just to thicken our filling. So you see all that juice that we had initially, the cornflour is just going to thicken it up, so that when you bite into your samosa, when you fry it and you bite into it, you get that juiciness, that the juiciness that oozes out of it, and also helps so that our samosa is not dry. You can also use the same filling for meat pie if you will. You can use it for so many other things, but for this video purpose, we are using it for samosa. Kindly stay tuned and watch what I use this for. Once the cornflour goes in, you don't leave it on for too long. Mixture is ready. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for the next video.